Crowd shames innocent black man. What they found in his pocket changed everything. A black man stood trembling outside a grocery store, surrounded by a furious crowd, calling him a thief. Phones were recording, security was approaching, and insults flew like daggers. But when the police finally searched his pockets, what they found made the crowd go silent. Grown men lowered their eyes. Mothers pulled their children back. The man looked up at the sky and burst into tears. What was in his pocket, and why did it shame an entire community? Before we dive in, please support us by subscribe, like, and share for more with activating the notification bell. Thank you. That was a Saturday morning in downtown Chicago. Street vendors shouted prices. Music played faintly from a nearby boombox. Shoppers bustled between stalls and fresh produce stands. Amidst this energy, a solitary black man named Darnell Lewis wandered, quietly clutching his worn-out coat, walking slowly with tired eyes. Darnell wasn't homeless, but he was on the edge. Once a skilled carpenter, he'd lost his job after a factory layoff and had been searching for steady work for months. He didn't beg, he didn't steal. He survived doing odd jobs and sleeping in a tiny room he rented with the last of his savings. That day, he entered Miller's Grocery, one of the oldest family-run stores in the area. He wasn't there to shop. He simply needed warmth and a chance to glance at the job board on the community corkboard near the exit. But some customers noticed his ragged clothes, his unkempt beard, and the way he kept looking around. He's acting suspicious. One woman whispered to her husband, he's trying to steal something. Okay. As Darnell stepped out of the store empty-handed, a young boy shouted, "Hey, that man stole something." In seconds, the crowd turned. Middle-aged white man in a business suit blocked Darnell's path. "Where do you think you're going?" "I didn't take anything," Darnell said calmly, though his voice trembled, but his words didn't matter. People had already decided his guilt. Within minutes, a crowd surrounded him. Cones were recording. Accusations flew. "Check his pockets. Call the police." This is what happens when you let them roam free. Darnell stood frozen, not from fear, but from the sting of being judged before anyone even knew his name. The phone cameras kept rolling. Some live-streamed, others shouted comments like, "This is what's wrong with society," or another thug caught red-handed. Store's assistant manager, a young white woman named Becca, came running out after hearing the commotion. "What's going on?" she asked. "This man stole from your store." Someone shouted. Becca glanced at Darnell. He stood silently, arms out, allowing them to search if they wanted. She looked back toward the store and then at the crowd. "Did anyone actually see him take anything?" she asked, scanning faces. Silence. "He was acting suspicious," someone said. "He was in there for too long and walked out with his hands in his coat." "That's not proof," Becca snapped. But the crowd wasn't interested in truth. They were feeding on humiliation. A police cruiser pulled up. Officer Ron Hayes, a white cop in his 50s with a short temper, stepped out. "Sir, step over here," he ordered. Darnell obeyed without a word. Ron searched him in full view of the crowd. First, the coat pockets, then the shirt, then his pants. Gasps. In Darnell's pocket was a folded napkin wrapped tightly around something. Ron slowly unwrapped it. When he revealed, wasn't a wallet, or cash, or store items. It was a crumpled photo, a photo of a little girl, and next to it a handwritten note, scribbled in childish letters. "Daddy, I miss you. When you get a job, we'll have pancakes again. Love, Maya," and tucked behind the photo was a job flyer from a restaurant across town. Darnell had walked for 2 hours that morning, just to check their openings. The crowd went completely silent. Darnell's eyes filled with tears, not from fear, but from a soul-deep exhaustion. The officer stopped. "Sir, I'm sorry." The crowd, seconds ago rabid with judgment, Darnell looked on with wide eyes. Becca stepped forward. You didn't steal anything. I knew it. I should have stepped in sooner. But the damage was already done. A woman who had screamed, called the cops, now whispered to her husband, I feel sick. Another bystander turned off his live stream and shoved his phone in his pocket in shame. A young teen walked over to Darnell. Sir, ... Is that your daughter? He asked, pointing to the photo. Darnell nodded. Maya. She's staying with her grandma until I can get back on my feet. He looked up at the sky, trying to hold back the flood in his chest. I just wanted to bring her some pancakes next Sunday. His voice cracked. Just wanted to be her hero again. Then he dropped to his knees and cried, not from fear, not from guilt, but from the overwhelming weight of what it means to be judged before being known. Becca knelt beside him and placed her hand on his shoulder. We all failed you today. This community failed you. Officer Hayes looked around. Anyone who called this in, you're free to leave. Maybe think about why you did it. The man in the business suit stepped forward. I was wrong. I profiled you, I thought. I thought I knew who you were. Darnell didn't respond, because words couldn't fix what the stares and accusations had shattered. But something beautiful happened. One by one, people approached. A young Latina mother handed him a $20 bill. I hope Maya gets those pancakes. A teenager offered him her unopened lunch bag. It's turkey and cheese. My mom made it. Please take it. Even the live stream of the man who'd hoped for viral views deleted his video and said, Let me buy you dinner tonight, Becca. Looked at Officer Hayes. Do you think he'd qualify for our store job opening? We need someone in produce. The officer nodded. I think this man qualifies for a whole lot more than people give him credit for. That evening, Becca walked Darnell back into the store not as a suspect, but as a new hire. A week later, Darnell stood in a modest kitchen, wearing a clean, white apron. His daughter Maya sat at a small table, swinging her legs and beaming. Daddy, you made pancakes. He laughed. Not just any pancakes or kind, but chocolate chips. He handed her a plate, and as she dug in, stepped outside for a breath of fresh air. He looked up at the sky, tears running down his cheeks again, but this time, they were tears of gratitude. The sky, once a silent witness to his humiliation, now witnessed something different. Redemption, dignity, hope. Darnell didn't blame the crowd anymore. He pitied them, because they were the ones who almost missed out on knowing a father who'd walk miles, sleep hungry, and endure judgment just to bring pancakes to his little girl. And though it all started with cruel accusations, what they found in his pocket didn't just change minds, it changed hearts forever. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more real-life inspired stories that challenge what we assume, remind us of what matters.